Okay, so หลวงพ่อ feel ill, so he asked me to do the Q&A for you, so I can try to answer all this question. Okay, dear Ajahn, a relative has a bag of gold jewelry missing from her house, and she is sure she didn't misplace them. Can Ajahn explain how and why this could happen? I heard stories of relics disappear and appear out of nowhere. Can Ajahn offer some advice on how we can help people in distress when unexplained that things like this happen? Thank you. I don't know. So the bag of gold, pretty tempting, no? Yeah, I don't know how it's disappear, but it's probably be a reason for it for sure. I mean that you can say that the thing that is disappearable disappear. Because this thing is disappearable, it's just external thing. So it's worldly thing. Sometimes you gain it and you lost it. This is for the worldly dhamma. And the worldly dhamma. So happy, suffering, gain and loss, praise and blame, and wealth and the other one, the status, rank, and famous and disfame. So there's 8 called worldly dhamma. So the fact that we born in this world is already set up for these laws. You can't expect to have only one side. You gain it and then you lost it. If not today, tomorrow. If not tomorrow, when you die, you have to leave it anyway. Like the Ratapala Sutta that we just chant. It's the whole reason why Ratapala, at his peak, he got everything. He got his wealth. If he stay longer, he will got one from his parents as well. He's got wife. He got knowledge and everything, but that is not able to help you with sadness that come from attached to that. That's why he search for enlightenment. Yeah, but about the lyrics, I also heard the same things about the lyrics come and go. The lyrics is the bone of the Buddha when he passed away. In the Mahaparinibbana, they saying that the lyrics of the Buddha at the time was the Buddha cremated, and then the few bone that intact. This is in the Mahaparinibbana Sutta. They have some shoulder bones, some head bones, and few bone that is intact. And then there's 4 what's called the canine. This right, left, upper and lower. So there are these teeth, only 4 left intact. And the Buddha has a special teeth. We have 32, but the Buddha have 40. So he has extra 8, more than us. But the only thing that left is this left intact, like a teeth structure. It's only 4 in the scripture. And where is this for? The first one, the upper right, this one, is in Tawatingsa, in the heaven of 33 God. The lower, the upper right, Tawatingsa, the lower right is in Sri Lanka, Kandy, the Tooth Relic Temple. In Sri Lanka, they are very proud of that. In Sri Lanka, whoever owned the Tooth Relic become a king. So that come with that. Okay, and then the left upper, this one is in China, in Beijing. And then the left lower is in Nagaland, underworld. Okay. So this probably represents something. The tooth of the Buddha is an organ that Buddha used to say a thing, right? I mean, he needs this tooth to the word coming out from this. So this is a symbol. It's a mythical symbol. Everything have a symbol meaning, symbolic meaning. Okay, so the right one. Right in Pali, we use the word Takina. Takina is mean right. The same word is also means south as well. When the sun rises in the morning, when you're facing east, your right is south. Your left is north. So the word Takina can also mean right and also mean south. The word Uttara mean north and left, the same word. Okay, so the teaching of the Buddha, after he passed away, if you know the history, is divided into two. One is Mahayana, we call the Acharya Vada, the word of the Ajahn, and the Theravada, the word of the elder. Thera here means the 500 Arahant with the Mahakassapa and Ananda is the first Sankhayana, the first recitation of the compile all the teaching. So we have the Theravada school and the Mahayana school. Theravada is considered the right because it's go down and spread in the south. The India. Later on, Buddha disappear from India, but it go down to Sri Lanka and establish there. It's become the strong foundation of the Theravada. If you study Sri Lanka culture and study, they're very proud that they're the flag of the Theravada. They have this Visuddhimagga, or this what we call the Vipassana, the analytical school. You can call it analytical school, the Pali tradition, the conservative one, the one that stick to the Vinaya, because of the consensus of the elder, 500 Arahant in the first council, that even though the Buddha allowed to, Buddha said, okay, in the future, if all the Sangha agree, some minor rules, some minor Vinaya can be abandoned. He gives some permission. But the Sangha seem to be not able to come to what is the minor rules. So Mahakassapa decided, okay, if we can't even agree on that, why don't we just keep everything? Even the Buddha allow us to abandon some rule. He said, I propose that we keep all the rule as it is. So in the future, people know how to practice. And then all the 500 Arahant agree. So that's the origin of the word Theravada. Okay, so we follow this tradition where we keep everything. So that's why you can see all the monks, we do everything like the same type of robe, the same lifestyle. We go for alms, we still keep everything, Tudong Kawata and all these things. So we call this is the traditional school, and we stick to Pali, and we not change anything. We just freeze, keep it as it is. Mahayana, on the other hand, they say, okay, the Buddha allow us to change, so we just change. So They just change depend on the acharya, depend on the acharya. So they modify some rule, they take away some, maybe they can't keep it or maybe too difficult because it's spread to the north, to Silk Road, to China and all those things. So they sometimes it's very difficult because they not have any American tradition. So sometimes the monk end up have to plow the fields and make their own living. So you have the Mahayana form. So it's called the more kind of compared nowadays probably what we call the more liberal interpretation, depend on time and place. And one ajahn say, okay, we should do this. We can trace like this. Maybe too cold, we put some more warm clothes on. And so there's so many variety of factors that they have to change and adopt. Okay, so that's why the teeth of the Buddha when it go is like this. The right one is go to the top one is go to the Tavatingsa, the heaven of 33 God. Actually, this is where the Buddha. This is the place where the Buddha go and teach the Abhidhamma, coming down. So these Tavatingsa represent the Abhidhamma and the whole philosophical work, or you can call the Vipacchavata, the all analytical, very very tight Abhidhamma, including Visuddhimagga or commentary tradition. Everything is just ground on that, and it's prospered in Sri Lanka. That's why these two sides represent the right one, the conservative or Theravada. The left one, the upper one is go to, actually first it go to Kantara, where it's a big India kingdom, but later on with war and everything, it's just moved to China, which is the place where all the Mahayana spread to Japan and Korea and Vietnam and all other places. And the lower left is in Nagaland, which is basically underground. It might come up anytime when who knows where it is. It's just in mythical somewhere. So the lyric have that kind of things in the commentary. The rest is kind of become different size. It can be the size of the small like a rice or beans. There's variety of very small, and it's scattered all around. So sometimes it comes, sometimes it go. I don't know what happened. I hear a lot of that also in Wat Pananacha as well. Usually, if you have the relics, and if you say doing the chanting regularly or sitting meditation with that, then sometimes it's come, it increase, and if you're not doing this, sometimes you lost it. So that's the story that I hear, and yeah, but it happened to me one time, so I can tell you about the story of my having obtained these lyrics. So last year in December, I was invited to join the what's called the Tipitaka reciting month in India. They have every December, people will gather at the Pokaya around the Bodhi tree, and they have this for 20 years now. People come from all around the world. They do the recitation. They bring piece of Tipitaka and then take turn. Some year Thailand is the host. Some year Cambodia, Burmese, Sri Lanka. But this year, last year, the India was the first time that they see the importance of it, and they decide to be hosts. So they invite monks, and they invite Longpo Sutham. Longpo Sutham is a very famous Thammayut monk. I don't know you know Longta Mahabua. Longta Mahabua is very famous. After Longpo Man, Longta Mahabua is the one. He's an abbot of Wat Pa Bantat. And now he passed away. But Longpo หลวงพ่อสุธรรม is now the airport of วัดป่าบ้านตาด so he was invited to India to give a teaching on meditation and also I happen to be the translator so I also follow him and also did some chanting as well the chanting I just to you I composed the poem for the Parinibbana because the year is like I said the other day is complete the cycle of the Buddha the Buddha passed away on year Buddhist era 0 and he passed away on a year of snake so every time the year of snake comes is complete the cycle so last year actually still this year because in Buddhism you have to change the year in Visakha so this year actually technically from the Buddhist perspective is still snake year in the Buddha era okay so how do you know it you divide that by 12 if you divide that by 12 then it's a snake year so if you divide 2568 by 12 it's come to be like 216 so the Buddha passed away year of snake and now 216 times it's come back to the year of snake so that's why I like people to encourage people to chant the Mahaparinibbana Sutta and maybe that the reason why I was invited there to chant this so I basically translate for Luang Por and then chanting this Nibbana Sutta and then they offer the lyrics to me and Luang Por so this is the first time they offer it from Bodhgaya normally they don't give it anybody so they offer it to us so we have these the lyrics but it's very hectic so a lot of people very crowded so they have a special ceremony they put it very nice like a stupa JD is like a JD shape so they put it there we didn't see it because it's made of wood so it's completely unseen so we have to take it and then they do the circumambulation have a big festival all these things so it takes a very long time and they also offer us a very heavy Buddha Rupa which is very difficult to it's overweight so we have to negotiate with the airport they don't want to send to us back and forth many times many call so it's basically a long day and actually they offer us the day that we recite and then because we have to come back the next day for the ceremony and because there's so many things in that event so we decided okay we leave this stupa with the relic inside we just leave it there because we don't want it to carry back and then we go back the next day to get it so there are so many kind of event going on and eventually when we get out on the plane then I have a chance now it's the time to look at the lyrics because I've been worked so hard to get these lyrics so when I get to the plane and then by the way very interesting I was in the plane they moved me to the seat that I'm sit alone normally and because I travel with Luang Por Sutham I'm able to get into business class which is normally I sit in business class but not only that in business class and also by myself on the other side they are full but on my side I'm the only one who sit there so I say very nice I'm the one who have this nobody see me and I can kind of finally I can see what they offer to me so I basically opened this stupa and I look inside and there's nothing there and I was shocked what happened are this kind of a scam or what? Like what going on? They have all this ceremony, people come and take a photo, but then there's nothing there. And the first thing that come to my mind is like, you remember the Swencha when he go to India to get the Tipitaka, and he carry a lot of Tipitaka come, and when he come back, when he open it, everything is an empty page. It's like have that kind of that feelings of those. Oh, it's come to like maybe it's a Sing Koan or something that they want to teach me. So I was very shocked, and so I make a call to a friend of mine in Thailand, because they also organize for reception. They're gonna bring the monk to have a reception in Suvarnabhumi. When we land on it, they're gonna have a kind of because they also give the certificate as well. So the authentic of this the lyrics. They have a certificate but no lyrics. So I called him and said, okay, this what happened. So the one she asked me, okay, who else know? I said, nobody, because I'm the only one who know this. And she said, don't tell anybody. This is a secret, okay? And then she said, okay, one option is that, because Luang Por Sutham, he also not feeling well. So we can say, okay, when we land on it, maybe we can use an excuse that Luang Por Sutham is maybe have some flu or whatever, and then rather than have the big ceremony, we just got everything and just leave, so nobody know what happened. So okay, fine, that's a good plan. So and then the plane took off because we lost contact. So then I come and I said, okay, I can't just leave it to myself. This is a big thing, You're supposed to have this lyric, but we don't have one. So I go to Luang Por, and then I ask Luang Por, we don't have any lyrics. So we open to Luang Por. So are you sure? I think I look at it once and it was there. I said, well, because Luang Por, he about to go for eye operation. He have some cataract something. So I asked, are you sure, Luang Por? I'm sure you're not your because it's nothing there. And Luang Por said, yeah, really? Yeah. So finally, after praying with it, I realized that there's 2 compartments in this stupa. I because it's a big one, and I thought it was on the top. Because when you have a stupa, then the most same thing is gonna be on this kind of thing. But actually, it's at the base. The 2 pockets. So after figuring out, when I open the lower one, finally, it's all the lyrics was there. So I very happy, very big relief. Otherwise I'm gonna be in trouble. So when I have the lyrics now, I just put it out and I count it, and then I take a photo. First thing, to make sure that okay, now it's there for sure. This is the lyric. So after we land on it, so I call her again and say, okay, we find it now. It was there, but it's a different place. I look in the wrong place, and she said, oh yeah, really? Because I already called the people there in India, told them that this is what happened. And people on the other side said, really? It disappeared? And they seem to be at ease with it. They say, oh, it happened. Because sometimes the lyrics come, sometimes it go. And the people on the other end, he said, maybe I do something wrong. People start to look in themselves. Actually, the first time when I open it, I also think that I'm doing something wrong as well. I think it was stolen. I thought maybe because I leave it last night in the event, who know who might take it. I also take suspicion of everywhere I go. Maybe the driver, maybe that one. because that would happen. So when they call that person, in other line, actually he's a monk. He's the one who organized everything. I say, oh, you know what, maybe I do the wrong ceremony, you know, on that particular place we should walk in the direction. I thought we do the other way because it's more convenient. Maybe the lyric doesn't like it. Now he disappeared now. Okay, but okay. Now I'm gonna bring you the new one, you know. But next month I will walk to Dong, and at the end of the walk I will bring you the new one. So she already got that monk will bring another lyrics because we lost contact when we fly over, so she make everything arrange. And okay, so that monk he will come and bring another lyrics. Okay, so after that then we have this very interesting. So when the lyrics land on that particular place, and we have a ceremony to receive the lyrics, and all's going well. And then I go back to the place called Thammaram. You know, Thammaram is where the Western monk, when we travel, we always go to that place for rest. You know, because sometimes it's inconvenient to go to the monastery because now in the middle of the night. So they have a place called Thammaram where we can go and have a rest. So it happened that that particular day, my old friends that I have connection with them within Nanachat, 11 of them, for all different reasons, they are there, different invitation. You know, I meet many monks, Chan Sri Panyo, Chan Metino, Chan Chiu, Chan Charan, you know, all those things that I know from Nanachat, somehow miraculously gathering there. So they able to receive these lyrics. You know, it's kind of very interesting. And then when I relate this story to, because there are one monk, you know, his name is Ajahn Go. You know, and I mentioned to him that very interesting that I was the one who only sit alone, because I have a lyrics. I have a special seat. Nobody sit near me. And he said, you know, when he carried the lyrics back to Italy, he also have the same experience where he sit alone. Nobody sit around him, just him and the lyrics. Okay, so and then so I now the next day I was supposed to go to have a meal with หลวงพ่อ Sutham. Okay, so I get there and then get into the conversation. So this is the day that I find out that the lyrics. I asked the monks that, you know, because after they have a conversation, the monk said, you know, I'm pretty sure that I put it there because I the one who counted. And they asked him, okay, how many lyrics did you give? And he said, I give him 5 lyrics because he referred to 5 Buddha. Okay, so when I hear that it's 5 lyrics, I'm very interested because last night on the plane, because I take a photo, so I have to. I'm sure it's not 5, it's 6. So I'm not sure. So I go out and then take that picture and count it again, and actually it's 6. Yeah. So somehow it doesn't just disappear. It's come. It's one lyric that is not supposed to be there. It's kind of emerging. So okay, after this information, that I know that okay, it's supposed to be 5 lyrics, not 6. So I get very, maybe something wrong or something. So I rush back to, okay, at that time I didn't bring lyric with me. I just leave it in Thammaram for people to pay respect. So I rush back and then I start to count, and now it's 5. So now I kind of get suspicious again. So I ask all my friends, you know, who take these lyrics. It's supposed to be 6. I am sure I'm not mistaken. Look at my camera. I take the photo. You know, it's 6. And then people, the monk original, he said he give me 5, but it actually is 6. But now it's 5 again. So one is missing. And who of you can take my lyrics, you know? Okay, so after suspicious for my friend for a while, I decided to look further, and it happened that it just because we take a look at it, and there's just some cotton on top. when you have a lyric, you have a cotton, you put it on. So when you remove a cotton, it stick with the cotton. So it was land somewhere nearby. Okay, so I yes, now it's back to 6. But now because I lost it, so now I have to be careful about what it is. I have to name it now. I have to know the feature of it. So in the future, I know which one is missing. Before I never think of even think about the lyric. I just lyrics, just the lyrics. But now because you start to missing and you don't, now you have to learn what it is. And okay, this one is biggest. This one you have this one has small. This one has some dent. So you kind of got in your mind. And okay, and this one, the one that is extra one, I noticed. This is very interesting. This one. Okay, so I keep it in my mind. Okay, so now it's time for me to travel on to Ubon. Okay, so we pack everything, carry this lyric back to Ubon, and at the airport it's also very interesting because my name has happened to be twice booking, which is very rare because normally in the airport they have a computer. So if you double booking, they will tell you that you double booking. So my name happened to be twice there. So later on, we try to get the money back. But sorry. So basically, I have a double name in that. That's why when I go in the plane, every place is full because it's fully booked. The plane is full of people. But the one next to me is empty because it's two of my name. So I again being alone again with this lyric. So I'm holding very tight. Okay, now I have this ring and then carry it back to Ubon. Okay, so by the time I reach Ubon, actually I got some very bad stomach ache. Maybe because of the yogurt I have in the hotel. So when I got to Ubon, I just put the lyrics in the shelf in the wooden sala, and I just go and rest right away. I didn't have a time to check. So next morning I come back and check it again. So I open to it, and now it's 5. So what's going on? Kind of back and forth. So and now I look carefully, but actually the one that is last time is kind of extra. This lyrics was hidden underneath because we have the red kind of cloth and the lyrics on it, and the 5 is on top of the 6 one is hiding underneath. And so this one, this small lyrics one is giving me problem. It's coming and going. So okay. So I mark a special. So I put it separate. So this is the 5 that they give me. This is the one who coming and going depend on her. So okay. So this is what happened in my own experience. So I don't know. It's very interesting, and some you can call this extraordinary things that happening along the line. And eventually, the monk, a month later, he come, and because he thought that my lyrics was lost, so he bring another lyrics to offer. So now instead of 5 that he intentionally give me, now we have he bring another 3. So you can call the lyrics now start to come with just 5, and with him was extra 3, and that one that is just appear. So it's become 9 now. Okay, so now I name this lyric after the Noble Eightfold Path. So you have a Samma Titti, Samma Sankappa, Samma Vacha, Samma Kammanta, Samma Achiva, Samma Vayama, Samma Sati, Samma Samadhi, and then the last one, the one that come and go, he call it Samma Vimutti, the liberation. Because sometimes it come, sometimes it go. Vimutti is just keeping hiding around. So this is a story of the lyrics that I personally meet. I never, I just hear the story, but it didn't happen to me. So this lyric is now in Bulam, and we're gonna build the stupa, the JD to enshrine these lyrics in Bulam. So if you can next time you go to Bulam, you haven't been anything yet because we prepare the ground. We are about to put the the earth on it because it is low. Our land is next to the river, so we need to put it high on the high ground. But there's a wall and the gas price is sky high, so all the work project have to be slowed down. But hopefully it will start. We're making two at the same time. Obosata Hall, which is already ongoing. We're on the second floor by now, but the stupa, the JD, will be probably maybe sometime later when we have enough funding so this is we're gonna enjoy this and gonna have this called the Julamadi JD. It's the same name as the JD in Tawatingsa called Julamani. Yes. Yeah.
If we want to support the JD or Upasana Hall in terms of the building fund, how can we do it?
Yeah, Yuyun she can show.
Scan in our NDL.
Can put the.
Yeah, you all can transfer to NDL account and then we will sort it out, consolidate and transfer over.
But we need to write specifically
Yes.
for the JD. So
Yes.
that means when
Have to write Ajahn Cherry. Yeah, because it's inside there is a lot of cherry.
Okay. Okay. That's a long story about the lyrics, but yeah, I think it's very interesting.
So Ajahn, can you also share your own reflection, about like relating to the goals, how like you said, disappear and disappearable. But this is like the lyrics, like you said, you've been through a long day. It's such a precious lyric that you get it, and then the first, I guess, the shock that they say it's 5 of it, but it's gone.
Yeah.
How did you feel? And then the come and go, how do you feel? And your
Yeah.
reflection on the Dhamma.
Actually, the first thought I thought is that maybe the holy lyric thing is just a myth. It's nothing real at all. It's just this the first time I think about it because it seemed to be very real. They have this ceremony. It's very real. People very sincere. The certificate is there with all the big name in that. All the people from the Mahabodhi Society. All the people with the big names. And how can this be possible? Everybody know that there's nothing as a lyrics. It's just a story. But if it come down to that, I still think if it even it's nothing, maybe it's teaching something. Like okay, at the end, this is just an earth element. Come down to it. Yeah. But because this earth element has been used by the Buddha, he's been carrying this skeleton, teaching. So we revere it so much that it means something. When some arahant making use of something, and for the last time, I mean that's why the Buddha said only the people worth of building the stupa is an arahant, because this is the final place. They get out from samsara from this spot. So that's why it's worth building the stupa. For us, we die many times and we die everywhere. Because in the Dhammapada, there's one Brahmin who bring his son. He point out that I want to, when I die, bury me here because this is no people around. I want to be alone. But the Buddha said, it's not such a place that no being die. Every square inches, some people die. You can't find that in the world. And you die many times of all this innumerable samsara. Every square inch has been died by something. You can't find a place where nobody died. But for some people who gonna be their last life, meaning that they were not coming back again, that is worthy of doing something on that spot. This is the special spot. That's why they have this symbol to point toward this is the end of suffering for this particular group. So I think the lyrics is worth in that regard, But in the end, it's also the earth element. See, it's very interesting. Like for the Westerner, the lyrics have to be like the bone to be more accurate. Like there was a archaeological discovery. They find these lyrics in India at the time when it was colonized by British, and at that time when they dig it up and saw this, and they say this is the bone of the Buddha, the whole relics. So they eventually decide to give it to Thailand because at that time Thailand is a Buddhist that that is independent, and then they know that King Rama the fifth at that time, so they offer this piece to Thailand. So we have this, and we enshrine in Phu Khao Thong, the Golden Mountain. If you go to Thailand, so that is a place. And later on, we have the relic coming from this source. Two more. One is in Ajahn Kavesiko in Wat Sunanta, in Kanchanaburi, and another one Ajahn in Ratanawana. So we have three places where they have a relic from this source. Okay, so that is the relics that we have, the evidence saying that this is the bones of the Buddha. And I see the picture of that is pretty much like a bone, like the structure of the bone. Of course, it's very nice. It's kind of, but it's still the bone. But for Thai, I think for us, if the bone is just the bone, it doesn't miracle. You have to turn into like jewels, have to crystallize and then be like the thing. So for us, then that will be bring faith in most of the Thai. But for the Westerner, they probably think if it's a jewel, it's not the bone. For the Westerner, to rise the faith is that is it the real bone? That means the Buddha is a real person. It's not just a mythical person. It's just who have the body, and this is the physical, the DNA of the Buddha. So I think for many people, they might see the same thing, but in different way, or expect different thing. For the Thai, we expect it to be like a gem, crystal-like, and for the Westerner, the more human-like, the more down to earth. So see the Buddha version, Western have to be more like a human, because they talking a lot about God and all things, so they want a human nice version. But for the Buddhists, we want to lift the position. We want to be him like the God, so he have to have a special power. But it's just the way of venerate. So we have the same common. Before I hear the story about that, about really coming and disappearing, but for me, I didn't think much about it until I have to have it, and then I see the importance of it, especially the one with faith, because it's very straightforward, and you just say, okay, this is the proof that the Buddha is a real person. If you don't have that, then it can be, the argument may be, who gonna be like the Buddha? Nobody. It's just a myth. The people create a story to make people do good. Actually, many people nowadays they think like that. They think that the Buddha is not a real person. It's just a mythical thing that people just make up for. How can a real person give up their wife and kid before they attain Buddhahood? They have to able to let go of that. They think it's impossible. So I think on that, I think it's very good to have solid evidence. And of course, whatever you're gonna believe, and there are also stories about relics disappearing or coming. Now it's even sometimes happen with people who are non-Buddhist. I know the story about Ajahn Pasanno mother or something. He was offered with the relics. So they're not Buddhist, so they're not really make anything about it. But then after a while, they go back and they check, it's kind of increasing. So now they become more believing. So I don't know. This story is just sorry until it happened to you, and maybe you can make sense of it. But I think it's at least for us, because we chanting every day, morning, evening chanting, and by having the focus of this chanting, I think anything that help making you do you good and you want to do more, and that probably helping you. If you have something that this belongs to the Buddha, And also many miracle things happening as well, in terms of the thing. People that say that on that particular day that we come and it's on the 8th of December. On that day, that because there's a monk who sitting meditate. We have the Thai temple near the Bodhgaya, and on that morning, the monk who sit meditate, he see the light coming out from the top of the Bodhgaya to the up the line to the sky. So he described it. So who know? I don't know what maybe this thing, the miracle happened. We don't know, but we just keep. The story about the light coming with the lyrics is very common. People, when you have a lyric there, people meditate more. Of course, when people meditate more, the deva, if they want to do anything, they probably want to come and listen too. So you have many light in the sky. So I think that is the story about lyrics that I want to share about you. Okay, so before we can move on to the next one. How can a lay practitioner practice mindfulness of body in daily life outside of meditation? You can see the meditation here. It don't need to be so deep meditation. Normally when we talk about the samadhi, there's so many levels of samadhi. The samadhi that you need to contemplate the body is just, you can call the khanika samadhi, the momentary peacefulness of mind, which you can get that anytime. Say when you read the book, when you have to understand the meaning of it, then you need the momentary concentration. When your hindrances it can be suppressed, even momentary, you can use that moment for contemplate the body, which is don't require much. You can do it like in the morning, the first thing you wake up. You can look at what you call this face in the mirror, and you can see Asubha right there. Right? Who's that? Who's this guy? Who doesn't very oily face? Maybe the saliva coming out. It's just Asubha. This is the thing. And when you eat, you can contemplate on the food. We have a chanting that actually we're supposed to do it every day. Contemplate the food, and the food is actually the food is clean, but when it touches this rotten body, it's become unclean, right? It become feces, become urine. So the spoiler is us, the one who spoil the thing, make it dirty, right? We the one who create all these things. The food itself is okay. So you can contemplate that every moment. Look at because actually the fact that body is disgusting and is unattractive is there all the time. Only we try to ignore it. Nowadays, so many application, many filter. You hardly see yourself as yourself. You also see yourself with some other picture. I tell you story of in the plane when I land. There was the lady sit in front of me. And when we land, she put the cell phone and selfie herself, and maybe she sent it to somebody else. But because I sit in the back, I can see her. I say, oh, this was really beautiful. This must be the movie star or something. I saw her in her phone. So after that, we kind of line up to walk out, and then so I said, may I look at her again, go back, and then I pass her and look back. Totally different person. Because you have a filter in the phone, you can make you very, very nice. But we come, is it the same one? Because it's nowadays you almost like you can create anything. It's basically it's not your face. It's just your filter of yourself. She sent to her boyfriend or whatever. But in a way, I think we have that in our mind as well. We have a filter in our mind, and we look at it through that filter. We always see, because we want to see us as permanent, happy and self. So we always look through that lens. We laugh because we obviously it's not that, but actually we create that. We have the picture of we somewhere, and then we never look at this body straight, bare without any filter. Look at it closely. That is really not that beautiful, And that's the reason why when men and women get together for maybe the date, why they have to go to the dark place, maybe candle, because they want to see. Obviously, they want to see every corner, every because otherwise they will disenchant with each other, right? So the whole game will fall apart. So you have to go with some dark and maybe some candle. So you have maybe 20% of reality, 80% is your imagination. So that is mindfulness of the body right there. I mean, you can turn the light on and look at every corner, and you can see even yourself is not that attractive. It's many part of things that is not you want to anybody to see. You not even want to see yourself, but it was there. It's the body is not that attractive. And it's go old every day. Getting older, sick, and then finally die. Okay. In stillness, sometimes there is no insight. Am I still practicing skillfully? Is deep insight equal to correct or good practice? Well, yes. I mean, when you practice, then actually you should go for insight. But of course, not every time you got insight. Sometimes you got a little bit of peacefulness. Sometimes you got some joy. Sometimes you not got anything. You got just pain. But that's part of the practice. Like the other day, Long Paul talked about Ajahn Chah. He said, with comparing the people who practice diligently and people who practice regularly, he prefer the people who practice regularly than diligently, because when you practice diligently, that means you have the diligent and then you lazy and the diligent. But if you practice regularly, that is that is how you practice. Either you peaceful or not, you have insight or not, it doesn't matter. The matter is you just sit there and practice. If you set your time, okay, I'm going to spend, I don't know, like half an hour, 1 hour, maybe sit meditation. Because if you expect to have every time, every sitting, you're going to be peaceful, you're going to be inside, you're going to be disappointed, because most of the time it's not. It's just grudging time doing. But then you do it, you do it every day, and then you will develop this skill. It's not something that is happening quickly. This process is like a skill. It's like you learn playing piano or whatever. It just requires some patience, and do it every day and become your nature. And sometimes your experience might not be enough. Maybe your life situation is too smooth. You haven't seen any suffering, but then one day maybe your news, your relative pass away or whatever, and then whatever you practice now will come to that moment, whether you understand it or not. Because if you don't have anything to ground yourself, then your mind will be run away with the worldly way. You want to ground yourself with some practice. So I would say the good practice is when you not stop practice. If you stop practice, then not a good practice. If you continue on practice, no matter what, that's a good practice. And then time will come, and someday you're peaceful, someday you delight, someday you're not. But that's how we learn. Actually, that's how we learn. And so we learn, okay, today is not peaceful. What is a reason for that? Maybe you haven't keep a good precept. Maybe you start to gossiping behind somebody's back. It's so many things that you can learn. Actually, it's good for you to know, because when you know this is unwholesome or this is the suffering, and you whenever you to find, okay, this suffering is because of that akusala karma, and then when you know that, you can let go by yourself. If you're not knowing that, you have no way. If every time you sit, you become peaceful and and go to deep meditation, you feel prey to this akusala when it comes because you don't know them. But if you know, well, okay, akusala is like that, and now I know how to handle it. So the whole process of anything happens, it can be your teacher. You can learn about it. So whatever comes, just know, okay, this is like this. Okay, now how can I deal with it? What is the cause and condition for it? If I don't want it, I have to take care of the cause and condition. If I want this good quality to happen, what is the cause and condition for this? So you have, this is the thing that you learn through meditation. It's not just state. It's the whole process, the whole relationship between you and the world, the way you think, the lifestyle, everything you learn from meditation. Okay, the last one. Dear Ajahn, it is said when we feel some suffering means we are on the right path. There's this persistent sense of dukkha. Do we just need to accept? What else can one do to continue on? What else can one do to continue on? Yeah, I mean, the suffering, that's why it's the first noble truth. You have to understand the suffering first, but it's not stopped there. You have to find the source. What is the cause and condition for that? And then, and if you are Buddhist, then you have a faith in Buddhist, in the Buddha, that there's an end to it. There's an end to the cause of suffering. And the path toward that is the Noble Eightfold Path. So, yeah, I mean, dukkha is one thing, but then there are the cause of suffering that you have to abandon. Dukkha you have to know, right? Cause of suffering you have to abandon. The cessation, in this case, cessation of the cause of suffering, you have to realize. And the Magga, the Noble Eightfold Path, you have to cultivate. Okay, so there are some things that you have to do. So in summary, I talked the other day in the medical school here. The suffering here is the cycle of becoming on and on and on. This is the cycle of rebirth, and the cause of it you can call is the three root cause, lopa, tosa, moha. Right? The three root cause, the greed, hatred, and delusion. The three poison. And this one is the end, the okay thing is nirodha, and then this is the sila, samadhi, and panya, which is the noble eightfold path, summarized to three. So sila is for tosa, sila is for tosa, samadhi is for lopa, and panya is for moha. So one is counteract each other. Okay, so when you have sila, samadhi, panya, you can pull the basically you yourself out from the dukkha to the nirodha, put the end of suffering. Okay, so you have the duty toward the Four Noble Truths that you have to do. So do not just accept suffering. That is very desperate, right? If there are no way out, then you just have to be, there's no way out. Everything is suffering. No, they have a cause, and you can abandon the cause. That very optimistic in the way that is a right at the end of the tunnel. If you abandon the cause, then you can reach the nibbana, the end of suffering. Or actually, all you have to do is the Noble Eightfold Path. So the more you do Noble Eightfold Path, the more realization, the less the tanha, the craving. So that because you cut down the cause of suffering. Okay, next one. I'm trying to understand the diversity within the Buddhist path. From your perspective, what are the key differences between Theravada and Mahayana regarding the practice, principle, and meditation? Okay, so I explained before the Theravada is the conservative wing, and the Mahayana is more liberal wing. So each, I think, is because we have two. That's why the Buddha spread around the world. I think if it up to the Theravada, it's probably long gone because it's quite difficult. It's mainly for monastic, and it's quite straightforward. But it's require a lot of energy, you have to save yourself and all those things. It's not like Bodhisattva idea where you can pray to the Bodhisattva and he will help you. Most people, they not want to think. They want to outsource their thinking. So they rather be faith that, okay, I just outsource it to Bodhisattva and he can take care of me. So what I do is just giving some offerings once a year or whatever, and then you ask for things. So, I mean, that's the nature of human beings. But of course, when you have that person, at least they come to the right place, Buddhism, but later on they might learn that, okay, in the end, it's up to you. The suffering that you have is created by your own. You create your own suffering, and only you can stop that. Yeah. So it's slowly it become internalized and become your personal practice. But Mahayana is Mahayana. It's a great vehicle. It will help each other. But if you look at it deeply, I mean, for me, it's difficult. Like when you have a bodhisattva vow, say, I will not leave the samsara until all beings in the hell go first. Can it be possible? Even the Buddha can't do that, right? I mean, this is a high vow. I mean, it's very inspiring if anybody want to take that vow. But in practically, I don't know that it's gonna be true. It's just a very, very, very high vow. And people who have that, I really admire that. I tell you a story about this. There's the monk. He's an arahant, and he have a psychic power, so he can read the mind. Okay, so they walk bintabat together. So he leading in front, and then all these monks, and then follow. Last is a little novice. Okay, and little walk along the monks, and he was thinking around, and he see all this, and say, oh, and he saw one of the Buddha, and say, oh, so inspiring. I want to be a Buddha. This is a thought happened in the novice. And the arahant in the front, he realized because he know everybody thought, I said, oh, this novice, very inspiring. He want to be a Buddha, next Buddha. So he come back and say, he invite the novice to, please, you can walk in front. With this inspiration, you can be the first one who walks. So the novice kind of walk in front of the arahant and all those things, very happy. And then after you walk for a while, he got this pain, the ball is very heavy. I said, oh, so difficult, If you're the Buddha, you have to do this and this and this. You have to carry this. You have a lot of burden. Oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. So now the arahant in the back, he also read the mind. Now he comes and says, novice, come here, going back again. So you can see this story is very clear that sometimes you have this inspiration, I want to be a Buddha, but actually, do you know how much it takes to be a Buddha? How many lifetimes? The people who want to be a Buddha, you have to be your ability. You have to able to gain 5 jhana. You are very smart. Okay, if you want, you can get arahant at that life, but because you meet the Buddha. So you don't want to go, you don't want to exit samsara, even though you have everything equipped to get out. But because you want to be a Buddha now, so you make the determination, okay, rather than this life will be my last life because I have everything ready to go. But I'm inspired to be a Buddha now. So I change my direction. I don't want to be just arahant. I just want to take other people with me. So from that day, he has to spend another 4 innumerable eons and 100,000 kappa to perfect himself. Okay, well, maybe some of you might want to do that. That's very inspiring. If you can do that, I think probably need millions of those people, and then it might boil down to just 1 or 2 that left after a long task. So I think it's a path that is very long, And if the next Buddha comes, he's gonna teach the same thing. He can teach the 4 noble truths, noble eightfold path, everything. See, so I don't know why you see some people want to see the next Buddha. I mean, what happened to the Buddha now? He's gonna teach the same things. So yeah, I think it's safer to get out. Because the Buddha all he tried to teach is just he point out to this, and he do it for you, and you can take that. You don't have to go all the way back to him. What Cha said is like a garden. The Buddha already planted the tree. You just pick the fruit and eat. You don't have to go and then pray. Oh, I like this garden. I go and then do my own garden. It's gonna be a long time before everything bear fruit. You just, it's everything is already ready for you. You just take it. The Buddha do a lot of hard work for you. So I think that's, maybe that's why I'm Theravada, because I think it makes a lot of sense to see when you study something. The first thing is that you want to find out in the world and anybody who already did this thing. You're not the first person who do this, right? So you want to speed things up. You don't want to go back to do everything from scratch, right? You want to jump to the whatever cutting edge understanding at that moment. It's the same way with the Dhamma. The Buddha is already there, all the Dhamma, everything is already there. You just go and study it. Gautama Buddha, why you have to be waiting for the next one? He's gonna teach the same thing, because it's only for Noble Eightfold Path. It's no other way. So yeah, I think it's my take on that. But if you think you want to be Buddha, then yeah, I'm very respect that intention. Yeah, hope you keep up with that. Yeah, we need that. So in the future, maybe one or two of you, and maybe the next will be the next Buddha. Yeah, so yeah, you can help the next generation down the line. That would be great too. So you can help many people. Okay, so maybe that's the end of this question.
So now